to explain the amendment.
You're recognized on your amendment. Senator from York, Senator Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. After that last vote, I'm going to tell you I'm not going to be here long. And I'm just going to explain to you why I'm here. I've spent the last few weeks listening to people talk about property taxes in our tax system in South Carolina. I listened to some fantastic conversations between senators from Dorchester and Beaufort, going through detail on why our tax system needs to be corrected and why our tax system has to be changed. I appreciated the comments from Senator from Lawrence who said, are you going back and saying the vote was wrong on 388? I don't think that vote was wrong, Senator. I think the consequences and history have borne out that it wasn't what we wanted. I think that we have an obligation, those of us who are here now, to fix this. It's not the fault of those who voted for it, but it is the fault of those who continue to sit here and not make meaningful change. Tax policy has to reflect the values of our state. It needs to reflect the needs of our state. We've all heard of Hurricane Hugo, Hurricane Eileen. Well, how about Hurricane Gray? You've read the report. Hurricane Gray, that's the influx of older citizens into South Carolina, buying up houses with cash, moving in. Those who are unemployed, aren't working. I'm Gray. I look forward to not working. But I tell you, the state of South Carolina needs a tax policy that reflects workers, bringing in younger generations and bringing in, while yes, bringing in older generations, bringing in younger people who can have jobs and stimulate our economy. The question is that the goal of our tax policy? I read Senator Bennett's amendment originally, and I thought it asked the question, who do we want to own houses in South Carolina? How do we encourage home ownership amongst younger generations, first-time owners in ours? How do we incentivize or de-incentivize growth? My amendment is simple. It asks, how do we encourage businesses to move to and prosper in South Carolina? It gets lost. We want desperately to give our constituents a tax break, a property tax break. Me too. Me too. I represent Sun City. Trust me, I got about 3,200 people over 60, 32 homes full of people over 65 who will absolutely think this is the greatest tax bill they've ever seen. But I have hundreds, if not thousands, of businesses. Companies that are too small to get a fee in lieu, but are absolutely being taxed out of existence. I gave the example, Senator Bennett, of a building in Fort Mill, in the county, not in the town, in the county part of Fort Mill. $210,000 a year in property taxes. Take that same building, move it 5 miles to Charlotte, pays $57,000 in property taxes. That's not good tax policy. We rank 33rd in the nation for commercial property taxes. 33rd. 38th if it's over 100,000. North Carolina ranks 2nd. Georgia, 21st. Tennessee, 8th. Alabama, 22nd. That's who we're competing with for businesses and jobs. We need those jobs. We need those jobs. Those jobs will bring young people. They will bring workers. They will stimulate our economy. Everything will grow. Yet we have a tax policy that doesn't encourage that, in my opinion. Competition for business is at its probably all-time high. Everyone is racing to get businesses. We have a tax policy that simply, it prefers residential over commercial. It just does. That's what Act 388 does. 4% versus 6%. I'm a real estate attorney. You know what I say every closing to every person? I look at them and say, in South Carolina, we tax homes at 6%. Unless it's your primary residence, then we'll tax it at 4%. The difference between 4% and 6% is 50%. But in the Fort Mill School District, it's 300%. In the Rock Hill School District, it's 250%. And in the Lancaster County School District, it's about 250%. I say that at every closing, and then I hand them a form and say, go get a driver's license, get your car registered, turn this form into the county, and get your tax break, because if you don't, you're going to regret it.